So we've reached a point as a generation where it's almost cooler not to care than it is to just go out and actually try. But I mean, every time I post a video, like my main platform is TikTok, you shake your head, you're like, when did it become so cool to pretend not to care? Like pretending not to care how we looked at by other people, pretending not to care about dating as if it literally is not pillar number 3. Like there's health, wealth, relationships. It is one of the 3 pillars of life. It's like, fucking hell. And we've got a whole generation just pretending that it doesn't matter. And if you talk about it openly, and you talk about how to get better at it, you are seen as like try hard. Or it's like, oh, that's gay. Pro. I mean, I made a video talking about Instagram the other day, saying, you know, make sure your Instagram looks good, these sort of photos, and the people are like, oh, sorry mate, I can't do that, I'm not straight. I'm like, oh my God. So, you taking a good photo for Instagram that presents you well for women is straight. So getting more girls is gay, is it? Fucking hell. This is where we're at. And I think where it's came from is the perceived effort of trying and failing is not worth it, and they just pretend not to care about it instead because that isn't embarrassing, they don't lose. And my question to all these people who pretend not to care about dating is, when was the last time you had a wank? Like, you tell me, when was the last time you had a wank? Because it better have been before you started saying all this shit. But it's not, is it? Like, half of these guys are porn addicted, half of these guys, they wank their life away. But when it comes to putting themselves out there and making some effort to actually be desirable to women, that's too far. That's try hard, that's gay. And it is just that, like, you don't want to put the effort in and be seen to fail. You wouldn't ever dream of approaching a girl because you've got mates there watching you do it. And to get rejected is like this fucking big, scary thing. And it's like, wow. So you'd rather suffer, like you would actually rather suffer, you know? And with anything else as well, like, people want to pretend not to care about status anymore. People want to pretend not to care how they're perceived. Guys, it's just fucking stupid. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we actually fucking doing? There's a book, right? There's a book, and I can't remember what it is, but I know the quote. It's every single problem we have is an interpersonal problem. It's an interpersonal problem. And it's so fucking true. Like, any money issue you have is because of your interpersonal relationships with people. You haven't built a relationship with someone. You haven't built the status perceived by someone else in you enough for them to give you money. If you struggle with dating, it's an interpersonal problem. You're not putting yourself out there enough. You're not desirable enough to women, whatever it might be. Any problem, nearly every problem is interpersonal, and we want to just act like, we want to act like we're not fucking creatures of tribes and connection. It's so made up and bullshit, and the people that are living this way are going to get a right smacking chops when they realise, like, fucking hell, I spent all my life working to get this car and this stuff, and actually all it were for to look like I'm doing good. And or worse, they never get it and they get to end at line, and then they realise that it were all about other people. Because, like, if people didn't care, if people honestly didn't care what folk thought of them, there would not be a single designer clothing brand. They wouldn't exist. There is no monetary investment with spending £200 on a t-shirt instead of a fucking £12 Muscle Fit River Island, let me tell you. No monetary investment, no difference whatsoever. It's all interpersonal. Design, like, the high streets, the brands wouldn't exist if it wasn't a thing. And you, the fucking 18-year-old skinny kid sat in his room, sexless, is gonna tell me that people don't matter and that how you're looked at doesn't matter and women don't matter? What the fuck? Like, are we serious? So you know better than the entire market, do you? You know better than the fucking fashion brands, the makeup brands. You know better than the porn industry. Is that what you're telling me? Really? You know better than them? Honestly, sends me fucking west. I didn't mean to call you skinny, by the way, because I'm pretty fucking skinny, but guys, what are we doing? Like, what are we fucking doing? And 1 minute. There's nothing wrong with going out there and wearing it on your chest that you know, you've got a higher mission than what other people think. I'm not saying it's priority number one, but if you're going to deny that it's a thing, like my main priority right now is doing this full time and pumping the content out and talking about stuff that I care about and having fun in my life, okay? But if women didn't exist, how much stuff would you not do? How much, I mean, I wouldn't be sat talking about dating, I'd be sat talking about something else, but what, would you buy the car? No, you wouldn't buy the car. Would you buy the clothes? No, you wouldn't buy the watch either. There's so much stuff that we buy because it makes us look a certain way, and it's okay to admit that. Like, it's okay to say, like, I want more validation in my life. I don't think external validation as a driving factor is a bad thing at all. I think there's a reason why the people who care about dating, who care about girls, are the ones who brush up the best. They've got the best personal skills, and they normally do the best in their lives all around because they've got over fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of embarrassment. Those three things, like everywhere in life, are holding so many people back. Dating is like the perfect training ground to get over those things. So that as well, like, oh, don't chase women when you're young. You don't get over any of those things then. You're going to get to 22, 23, how old I am, and you'll never have got it, and time's ticking. Like, time is ticking. You can only be in clubs learning game once. Yeah, if you're 25 plus doing that, it's too late. It's fucking creepy, it's weird. Yeah? If you're going to learn how to talk to women at 30 plus, it's rough. It's really, really rough. You know, you're going to learn that how you look is nowhere near as important as how many times you put yourself out there, how many shots you take. You're going to learn that actually a lot of the things you've been struggling with, you wouldn't have struggled with if you'd have just said, like, yeah, do you know what, dating is important to me and I'm going to work on it. Since last year, since I went all in on dating and cold approach specifically, my life has completely changed. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying that, like, I'm going to sell you a course on how I changed my life in a year. What I'm saying is that back then, I wouldn't have dreamed of saying, like, this is what I want to do and I'm going to ruthlessly go for it. I was more like, I'm going to get this job that makes money because it makes sense and I don't really enjoy it, but at least I get the money then to spend on other stuff. And I would just, like, the clock was ticking, I weren't doing what I wanted to do. Since I went in on cold approach, since I learned this skill, there's nothing that I've wanted to do that I haven't done. I'm so much more ballsy. I take so many more risks doing stuff that I actually want to do. I've just made a video talking about this, like, but a lot of you are living like bush campers in Fortnite. Like, you don't even want to play this way, you don't want to live this way, but it's risk-free, it's not scary. Guess what? If you got over the fear of taking risks and failing and being embarrassed and being rejected in a dating sense, I bet you £1 to a piece of shit, you'd find it easier everywhere else in your life. So, stop pretending not to care. There's so much benefit to caring. You know, there's so much benefit to saying, right, I'm 18 years old and I'm in my going out clubbing era of my life because it's more acceptable at this age. It's new to me and it's a door I hadn't opened before. While I'm here, I'm not going to waste a fucking clean shirt. There's a girl in the corner of that club there, I'm going to go and speak to her. Why? Because I find her attractive. Oh, she rejected me. Oh, shit. How well are you going to take that? You know, are you going to learn to take that well, or are you going to learn to be sour as fuck when a girl rejects you like most fellas are? Oh, she weren't even that attractive anyways. And then they never do it again. You know, you're going to learn to deal with rejection well. You're going to learn how to open conversations with strangers, which is going to take you far, not only just in dating, but in business especially. Like, networking is so fucking important. Since I've been out in Bali, I've realised that as well. Like, bro, networking is literally, like, everything. And I used to hate that word as well. So, there's that. But also, you're not going to have this chip on your shoulder like, oh, girls haven't wanted me forever and ever and ever. I feel like the guys who get the least girls, they're always the ones that are like, oh, I need this money, I need this car, I need this yacht. You just got a massive, massive fucking chip on your shoulder, and your actual internal drive is something that you're pretending not to care about. I'm not saying don't go and get the car, but what's going to happen is you're going to realise that you got the car for girls. And there's an added layer to that. You're more likely to not get the car, you're more likely to not get the things that you want because it's elusive, like everything else you've wanted in your entire life. If you've wanted girls and you've got girls, you're going to have this self-image of I want, I get. that doesn't stop at dating. Notice that everything I'm talking about here is outside of dating, it's outside of women. I haven't even hardly touched on the fact yet that like getting girls is fun. Finding a partner that you're compatible with is fun, and that only comes from trying until you find someone you actually get on with. If you really think that like the girl who went to your school in your year, in your class, that fucking niche, that tied down, you really think she's the best fit for you? You only think that because you've not gone out and seen what's available in the world. Like the amount of girls that I meet and speak to now, and I'm like, they're so fucking boring. All my values just do not align to them at all. I wouldn't even known about any of that. I wouldn't even considered that before if I had such a small pool like most of you have, because you pretended not to care about it. And the only girls that you got are the ones that basically fell on your fucking lap. You sat next to her in year 10 maths. It's your fucking mate's girlfriend's best mate and you were lucky enough to fucking be introduced to her. Like, mate, it's not cool. Like, it's just not cool. So yeah, go out there and shamelessly spend 5 or 10 minutes getting the good photo and posting it on your Instagram. Shamelessly make sure that that grid looked good, you know. Shamelessly make sure that you are approaching girls and learning to be not a weirdo with new people, you know. And don't let it take the center stage of your life. Not forever anyway. I mean, for 2 or 3 months I think it's worth going all in on, but just dabble. Just fucking dabble and just admit to me, to everybody else, like, yeah, dating is important and I do care about it. Yep, how I am looked at to other people, from other people, is important and I do care about it. Because one last thing as well, how you think you're perceived by other people is almost the level that you're going to bring yourself up to. Let me tell you something, when I was working a full-time job before I came to Bali, yeah, I had to put wool over their eyes. I had to make out almost as if I were a lifer and I was there forever. And I think this is one of the biggest reasons why I stopped posting for 3 months. Because I became what I thought other people saw me as, which is just this like sales exec in this absolutely shit job. And I lost, because I weren't lazy in this period of my life. My diet were on point, my lifting were on point, but I'd made a point of that. Like, I'd bring a meal prep to work every day. They'd always take piss and stuff like that. And I knew that they thought of me as that sort of person, so that were easy. But to be seen as a content creator, to be seen as this cool guy, I'm moving to Bali, I couldn't do it because I had to lie to them. If you can manipulate the way that you're perceived by other people, it can literally make it easier to get what you want, because you rise to the level of what you think other people see you as. So again, another benefit of being seen positively by other people. But girls are going to prefer, but girls, if you cold DM someone on Instagram and you've got a good profile, girls are way going to prefer you to the guy, I can't even see his fucking face. I get followed. I've got a good enough Instagram to get followed by girls, to have girls I don't fucking know like my stories, like my posts, DM me, yeah? And I can't see their face in the profile picture. I don't fucking message them back unless I can see their face in the profile picture, because it's not always about the attraction, but it's about, is this guy a complete fucking stranger? Do I trust him? Do I not? I can't see your face, pal. I can't, not just birds, blokes and all. Like, if a guy follows me and he'll message me or add me on Instagram, never am I following them guys back, because I can't see your face. I'm like, who is that? Even if I don't know who they are and I can see their face, they've got highlights, they've got like a little grid going on. Yeah, cool, mate. I'll message you, I'll speak to you, I'll even follow you back, whatever. There's nothing wrong with aiming to be perceived as the sort of person that you want to be. So just own it, okay? Admit that a lot of the things that you're chasing, it is for these things that you're pretending not to care about, and you're going to do yourself a lot of favours and you're going to cut a lot of corners, okay? Be the person who learns to date young. Be the person who cares how he's perceived, because, I mean, back in the day, you think about like the fucking 70s, 80s sort of man. You think he didn't care how he were perceived? You know, it might have been something different. It might have been no social media, but they were all dressed well. You know, they were all brushed up well. It's almost like a fashion trend now to be an incel, to not care. Like, guys, it's not fashionable. You're just a fucking weirdo. And I don't want to speak to you, and birds don't want to fucking speak to you, so go on, off your fucking pop. It's like, it's embarrassing. It's like, do not be one of them fucking fellas. And yeah, you'll do pretty well.